Oh, hey. Is that Lucian? Hey. Ah, hello. You're here to read, too. Books are wonderful things. The thoughts of people written in books stretch beyond time and space. Dear Lord. I was just reading an analytical tome on humankind. It examines the human species from cultural and social perspectives. This is a thought-provoking quote. It all began without humans. The end will also be without humans. The world we share with Pokemon, does it exist for us? I imagine we'll see each other again at the Pokemon League. Take care. Yeah, see you, man. Neat. I didn't even know that was a thing. Anyway, so it's the next day, and Hiro did not find any more information on Arceus, a subject which, you know, he's way more interested in than he used to be after a particular really weird dream. Thankfully, though, this time he's pretty sure it is just a dream because, you know, God didn't appear in his pocket afterwards or anything, right? At least in my canon, he didn't. I did go ahead and catch the event Arceus, obviously. I just, you know, I can't justify Hiro literally owning God. That doesn't really make much sense to me, right? Anyway, he has heard a rumor, and again, this is just me justifying how Hiro would know this. It's not actually a thing you can see in the game. He has heard a rumor that there's another guy who comes to the library from time to time researching the same subject, and he works at the Orberg mine. So Hiro's going to head over to the Orberg mine, try to find this guy, and hopefully this works, because I've never seen this before. I don't know for sure that this works. I don't know for sure it's an actual thing that you can trigger in the game. I certainly hope it is, though, because I'd like to show it off while I have the chance, though. And just for some clarification, yes, obviously, I never caught the event Arceus in my actual playthrough. That's not physically possible. The event Arceus was never a thing. I was only able to do it... Oh, yeah. My repel wore off that I used when I was going to catch the event Arceus. That's not a thing I could do. The event was never actually released. Let me explain this real quick. But I did get a downloadable event Arceus once, and like the whole plot of this game is leading up to the protagonist being basically favored by Arceus, someone who Arceus admires in the end. So like, I kind of figured that's got to be canon to Hiro's story one way or the other. So I went ahead and did it. Went ahead and got the event Arceus this time with action replay, so that I could show stuff off to you guys related to it. Is this the guy? Hello, how do you do? I'm a student of philosophy. If I had to explain very simply, I study how people came to be. That's cool. I'm kind of researching the same thing. What do you have to say about that, random hiker? That could explain why I happen to be in Sinnoh. In Sinnoh, there is a myth on how the world came into existence. This is interesting, actually, because some version of the myth, as it is repeated in game, suggests that only the Sinnoh region was created in this manner. But here we have a guy who travels far and wide. It's implied from other regions, right? And I already know what he's going to say. I've already read the dialogue online. He comes from other regions. The implication is that he came from another region to investigate here, and I just kind of have it. I kind of headcanon that he works part-time at the mine, and that's why he's here, right? But here you have this guy, and he's saying that it's the story of how the whole world came into existence. Expanding that, which I think is very neat. Investigating that myth may give me insight on the emergence of people. Well, I would think so. I found something very interesting soon upon my arrival. You may have it if you'd like. The flame plate. Cool. I have one of these already, actually, but text engraved. When the universe was created, its shards became this plate. So okay. So according to the plate itself, I don't think I've seen this before, actually, even in my real life. I don't know. I probably have. I don't know. The plates are literal pieces that broke off of reality as the universe was forming. That's metal, man. Put the flame paint in my item pocket. I'm told that plate was created at the same time as Sinnoh. I mean, yeah, that's what the engraving said. That plate I found bears this inscription. Okay, I guess there's more than one inscription. I just didn't see the other one. The rightful bearer of a plate draws from the plate it holds, which supports Hiro's theory that the plates can grant new power to Arceus. Interesting. The rightful bearer, I think, may point to the shaper of this world. Yeah, Arceus. Oh, by the way, I'm only interested in the words and thoughts left behind. Physical artifacts like that plate don't interest me once I've read them. I hope we meet again somewhere. Thanks. You don't think you went to the library, do you? Kinda want to talk to this guy more. You hear, man? I do like it. I like it that they made him a hiker, too. Because, like, it's either a hiker or, like, a generic Pokemon trainer, right? But it's got to be somebody who travels around. If he's somebody who's traveling around looking for information, yeah, there he is. Hey. Well, hello, we meet again. Literally 5 minutes apart. I guess I flew here on a Pokemon, too. I mean, he's like a historian, or like philosopher, but like he's somebody who delves into the past. Maybe he has, I mean, and also a hiker, so I imagine a rock-type trainer. Maybe he has like an Aerodactyl or something and flew here ahead of me. I'm just creating a whole lore around this character. After we parted, I went from Orberg. Oh no, he went a bunch of other places too, apparently. Okay. Well, I mean, I came straight here, so I guess Greyfeather just took a really long time to get me here. Whatever, it doesn't matter. You went to all those places. Yes, the town and cities surrounding the foot of Mount Coronet. I mean, maybe he's just getting the events mixed up in his head, too, and he actually went there before the mine. Whatever, doesn't matter. Why my fascination with Mount Coronet, you may ask? I think I know where this is going, but I'm excited about it. Well, Mount Coronet happens to be called the Origin of Sinnoh. Yep. I learned many things on my journey. Would you like to hear about them? Absolutely. The way I see it, our world began when the spirit within people was born. Okay? Seems like there would need to be a world for the people to exist in first, but whatever. When the spirit came, I guess just like the collective spirit? I don't know. When the spirit came to be, there followed awareness about the world. Within that newborn spirit, time and space were intertwined as one. No, he's talking about Arceus. Arceus is the source of spirit. That's what he's talking about, right? Sorry, I've read this. I like skimmed over it, but I never actually thought about it in the context of the story. Now, people in Pokemon, too, were but the same presence. Interesting. That also supports the whole Pokemon and humans branched off the same evolutionary chain theory. Or a form of it, I guess. Because this can't be 100% literal, right? Right? But, like, has to be referencing something literal for it to be true, which it canonically is. As I understand it, people in Pokemon shared the spirit and awareness. And they should have understood and accepted each other then. Look at him dancing around, he's so happy. So excited. Because they shared the same spirit, people in Pokemon intermingled. People took the place of Pokemon, and the opposite also held true. That interpretation could give us an idea about how our world came to be. A Pokemon is said to have shaped this world. Yeah, Arceus, right? Could that Pokemon be the physical form of the original spirit? That's an interesting thought. Interesting. The spirit came to be, and from it, time and space were born. That seems to point to legendary Dialga, the Pokemon of time, and Palkia, the Pokemon of space. Yeah, I was thinking the same thing. And they lead back to Arceus, the Pokemon that made them arise. Isn't this interesting? Would you like to hear some more? Yeah, absolutely. This is great. Oh, there were also plates, weren't there? One plate read 3 beings were born to bind time and space. And those 3 beings I read to mean the 3 Pokemon of the Lakes. Yeah, okay. It's about Uxie, Mesprit, and Azoth. Yeah, I think you're right. The myth describes how they gave spirit to the world, shaping it. But it all starts with Arceus, the first. It is known as the original one. Oh, by the way, I wrote down the words engraved on those plates. I summarized them in a book and donated it to this library. There it is, in that bookshelf. I'd be pleased if you'd read it. I have to say, I'm glad I came to Sinnoh. I suppose I'd better be off in search of new myths in faraway lands. This guy's man after Hiro's own heart. A little old for me, though. It would be nice if our paths were to cross again. And that's why it's so interesting that he's just a generic hiker. And not, like, an actual character, right? Like a character with a face and a regular design, right? Like a normal design, right? What am I trying to say? Distinct design. A distinct design, dear God. Because even if they never gave us his name here, he could always pop back up in a later game. This is a character that we're literally only supposed to meet up with this one time. Otherwise, they would have given him a distinct design. Like, I know it's kind of a happy coincidence for Game Freak that they made this generic character the mouthpiece for this, and then this is the event that never got released, so you never get to see him unless you cheat, which I did. But could you imagine if he was like an actual character with an actual design, and then like several games later he popped up in another region? Wouldn't that be neat? It's just very interesting. Let's see. Sinnoh's beginnings as told on plates. This is a collection of engravings from ancient plates found around Sinnoh. The original one breathed alone before the universe came. Yeah, I've actually written all these down in my notes, I think. When the universe was created, its shards became this plate. The power of defeated giants infuses this plate. Interesting. I wonder if that's referencing the legendary titans somehow. Or it's talking about Daug and Palkia, who were bound by the Lake Guardians? I don't know. I don't know what that means. If you guys have any speculation, let me know, please. 2 beings of time and space set free from the original one. 3 beings were born to bind time and space. 2 make matter, 3 make spirit, shaping the world. The powers of plates are shared among Pokemon. That's the dissemination of types. The rightful bearer of a plate draws from the plate it holds. Return the book to its place. That's so freaking cool. This is so cool. I really wish they'd like legitimately released this event. It's so good. It's such a good event. Like I had a lot of fun with this. It was very short, but man, I had way more fun with this than I thought I would. It's also probably worth it to look at Arceus in the Pokédex since, because of the way I framed his capture to be dramatic, I didn't get to show it. It's said to have emerged from an egg in a place where there was nothing, then shaped the world. How cool. What a cool Pokemon. Well, that was fun. It's basically the last mystery that Hiro was really looking into in the Sinnoh region, though. I mean, as you can see from the mark mapper, or whatever it's called, the app in my little app screen down there, I can chase Cresselia around. It's running around and I'm tracking it, but I never caught Cresselia in my cartridge version, so I mean, I don't particularly care. We'll just say Hiro never bothered with it, since it seems to help people out. He didn't want to take it away from that. I don't know. But yeah, I guess Hiro needs to go find something else to do to kill some time, right? Alright, Nala, let's go. Take down Melodic as fast as possible. Yeah, charge up. Yeah, hit it. How much can you do? Not bad. Not bad at all. Okay, that can be enough this time. Sometimes it's not. Yeah. You have gotten a few levels since last time, haven't you, buddy? And last one. Bring it on. Yeah. Very nice. Good battle as usual. Nice battle as usual, Cynthia. I'll see you next Saturday. Hey, old man. Oh, hey, there's 3 guys here today. From left to right, probably, right? Yeah, get it. Get it good. Boom. You should do it, right? Yeah. Okay, cool. Another win for the books. Excellent. Yeah. Yeah, I defeated your sturdy Pokemon. Again, this is only like the 7th time. Yep, I get... Dude tells me that every single time. That was fun. See you later, old man. That's the day over, basically. I guess I do need more potions. Off to the store, I guess. Off on a Target run. Hey, who are you? Good day. You must be Hiro. I received a gift for you. Here you go. Oh, hey. Interesting. It's a letter from Professor Oak. Something, been keeping an eye on you. Something, great accomplishments. Yeah, that's for sure. Something, come to the route east of Victory Road? Huh? Oh yeah, there was a path heading off to the east from that main chamber, wasn't there? Hey guys, I think I know what we're gonna do today. Alright, here it is, and nobody's blocked it anymore, which is good. I've got a repel on, hopefully that doesn't screw anything up. It's like just more caves so far. Ah, there's fog. God damn it. I mean, I suppose I can always use a heart scale later to take defog back off a gray feather, right? That is way too far. Where was I going there? Jesus Christ. Scroll down and get it real quick. Where is it? I've got so many of these things, and I used so few of them. Alright, get rid of Brave Bird, because I mean, I could do close combat too, but I have another flying type move, right? How annoying that I have to do that, though. Absolutely ridiculous. Go back up here, defog. Can't see a thing. Oh, hey. There's a cute girl here. How's it going? I'm Marley. You are? Oh, Hiro, will you help me, please? I want to get through this tunnel. Will you let me go with you? Yeah, sure. So this is the last of the stat trainers, in case you guys couldn't figure it out. Pokemon shouldn't be hurt. I'll heal them. Okay, cool. So we got a couple ways to go. We can surf, or not, because I can't surf the person with me. Of course, I actually knew that. I looked that up. I'm just stupid and forgot. Because I genuinely didn't know you couldn't rock climb with a person with you. That was a genuine reaction from back in Stark Mountain. All right, you up for battling? There's some people here. Yeah, let's give it a shot. Let's see how well you do. Spoiler alert: she doesn't do super well. She meant that thing she said about how Pokemon shouldn't be hurt. Like, she will battle, but she clearly does not enjoy it. And these are some of the highest level trainers in the game. They're like on par with a lot of the trainers you see in the fight area. That said, she does have an Arcanine, so even though she doesn't love to battle, she's still real stinking, she's still pretty powerful. I'm not gonna say she's like really powerful. That's why I started to say, but she's pretty powerful. Though this should not be an issue for me at all, because I already got my guys up to the mid 70s. Yeah, there you go. She'll mostly try to do. I'm trying to remember from the last time I played through this, because I really like this character. I find her very memorable. She'll mostly try for stuff like utility stuff. I think her Arcanine even still has like Helping Hand, if I'm not mistaken. Am I remembering that right? So like, if she feels like it's for the best, she'll just let you fight and do nothing. But it looks like she'll go after super effective hits. I also know, because I saw it mentioned when I was looking the stat trainers up a while back, that if you have a guy out there with, what's it called? flash fire. If you have a guy out there with flash fire, she'll attack your guy with Fire Fang to boost their fire type moves. And I think that's pretty cool, honestly. See how much damage that does. Almost enough to knock it out. For a second, it looked like I was going to knock it out. I came very close, though. I'm basically just muscling my way past these guys. I'm not even really worrying about type effectiveness, honestly. Yeah, whatever. Hey, that's interesting. She'll also go for, like, sure knockouts with priority. That's good. So far we've seen Fire Fang and Extreme Speed. Those aren't terrible moves for an Arcanine, right? And not quite. Will it knock itself out, though? It will not. It will start using Outrage again. Okay. Cool. That might do it, though. Boom. And down. Because Extreme Speed's actually really freaking good. Cool. Alright. Looks like I can go this way. There's more people. Alright. Okay. So she has Fire Fang, Extreme Speed, Agility, and if I'm right, the other one's Helping Hand. Don't know for sure, though. I'm just... Yeah, there we go. So there's her full moveset. Not great. Not great at all. I don't know, it's just very odd to me. Because, like... I can only do one or the other. Whatever. Because, like... I don't even know what her stat is. I looked it up, but I don't even know what her stat is. Because each one of them specializes in a specific stat, right? Now I'm curious. Hey, what stat do you specialize in? You're very chatty. I mean, she's not wrong. So I think it is worth noting here that I switched the order of my guys. That did a lot of damage. Nice. I switched the order of my guys again. And because of that, Marley still has her Arcanine out. But I have my Rapidash Fire Main. And, like, I know these aren't the only fire types from Generation 1, right? But I always think of these two as being kind of counterparts. They were both like Gen 1 fire type Pokemon that kind of had a similar vibe. They both started out kind of small and got pretty big. They each had one evolution. I don't know, I just think that's kind of interesting, and entirely unintentionally, that's the sort of dynamic we've got going on right now. Go for broke. And that seems to be the exit, alright. No, this is it. There's a stone tablet ahead. I wanted to see the Pokemon that visits it, that's all. I appreciate you escorting me. And just a little. She's quite the tsundere, huh? And that's actually different dialogue than you'll get if you do not have Oak's letter with you, which is interesting. Which means, like, there's probably a decent number of people who came here specifically because of the Oak's letter thing. They maybe even didn't even remember it was here otherwise. But it's interesting that her dialogue changes whether the event is active or not. Because the Pokemon that visits that stone tablet isn't here unless the event's active. Alright, this is such a cool area. I'm not going to explore it, and I'm probably going to actually avoid trainer battles here. I can always come back later and do them in my own time. Upgrade, that's a weird thing to just find in the middle of a field. But what a cool area. What a cool little out-of-the-way area. Let's... Yeah, I was going to say sneak past this guy, but, you know. Didn't work. So let's beat him real quick instead. Yeah, but as I was saying, what a cool little area to just be here with, like, no purpose except be part of this event, right? And, like, what's particularly cool about it is, even though it is here to be part of this event, there's still a lot to do here. There's valuable items. The upgrade is pretty valuable. I think there's a heart scale hidden somewhere through here too. God dang it. There are Pokemon you can get here that you can't really get anywhere else. I don't know if I'm going the right way either, because I am trying to dodge people, like I said. It's worth exploring, even if you don't have the event active, right? And the way here, the cave tunnel, is worth re-exploring after you separated from Marley. And here we are. All right, and here she is. I don't like to talk. I choose my words carefully, but they may still hurt someone accidentally. When I think of that, I clam up. So you got the social anxiety. I can relate, and that's why I think this certain Pokemon is so wonderful. It's a Pokemon that conveys the feelings of gratitude in a nice way. That's pretty cool. She seems like a good person. That stone tablet, it has a strange feel to it. Is tablet really the right word? It looks like a rock. Oh my god, a giant rock! Oh, did you guys know that Lil Karibo dropped a new episode of Yu-Gi-Oh! Bridged after like 6,000 years? It was pretty good. Hey, Professor. Ah, Hiro, it's good to see you. Without further ado, I'd like you to examine this stone tablet. Something just like it was also discovered in the Kanto region. I want to ask for your help in solving the mystery behind this. I tried deciphering the engravings on the stone tablet. Apparently, it is for a trainer to engrave his or her thoughts after growing as a person on an adventure. Alright. A trainer fitting that description would be you. That's why I'm asking you for your help. You've met many people and Pokemon, and you've experienced many things that shaped you into the person you are. I want you to sincerely tell me who affected you the most. Tell me, to whom do you want, or to whom do you most want to say your thanks? Honestly, I want to thank you guys at home who watched this. Hiro would have a different answer. He might not even have an answer yet. He might say Barry or May or one of the villains, maybe Cyrus, who really pushed Hiro to be willing to challenge a dangerous ideology. But me, it's you guys. I know not a lot of people watch these, but I'm so glad that they make at least somebody happy, right? That's really what's important. Also, what a cool little mechanic, right? It doesn't really mean anything, but it's a thing you can do. The game wants you to think about that, and I think that's pretty neat. You most want to express your thanks to you guys. Yeah, I know it doesn't mean anything to you. It's for the interdimensional giant people who watch me from their home computers. You're absolutely certain of it. Yep. And suddenly, flowers. And suddenly a path, and suddenly shaman. Look how cute it is. What was that Pokemon? Is it somehow connected to the stone tablet? Where did that Pokemon go? Its destination is intriguing. Marley seemed to know about the Pokemon, right? Thank you. That must have been the Pokemon that conveys the feelings of gratitude. You made it so I could see it. So I'll have to convey my thanks in my own words, too. I'm glad I gave you the confidence to speak those words. Let's go get this Pokemon real quick. Look how it's so pretty. I love this one. It's so peaceful and chill. Like the Darkrai events, definitely cooler. The Arceus event's definitely cooler. Also, look in the map, the marking map down there in the bottom. That huge path that opened up and how we're only like a third of the way down it. Like those are definitely cooler, right? Technically speaking, and story-wise. But this has so much atmosphere to it. It's so peaceful, which is why I picked it for the last thing that we're going to be doing in this Let's Play, more or less, right? And finally, the Flower Paradise. So cool. Save my game real quick, because I can. Now let's talk to this thing. Look how cute it is. It's only a level 30, which is unfortunate. Actually, I switched out Nala after the save. I switched out Nala because it's a grass type. It's going to resist electricity, but it's only a level 30 grass type. So I'm just going to chuck Pokeballs at it and hope it doesn't take too many. I've got a Quick Ball. Maybe a Quick Ball will do it. It is only level 30. I'd really be pushing my luck. I've gotten a lot of very lucky captures this playthrough. Let's cross my fingers and hope for one more. Come on. You know, somehow I'm actually not surprised by that. Cool. That's interesting that it's such a low level, though, because this is something that you literally cannot do until after you beat the Pokemon League. Because that path doesn't open until you do. How weird. The flowers all over his body burst into bloom if it is lovingly hugged and senses gratitude. That's so adorable. Its name is Shaman, the gratitude Pokemon. I love this thing. A lot, actually. I wonder if the professor has anything to say once you catch it. Let's head back and see. Sea Break Path. And now he's gone. Alright, well, I guess this is as good a stopping point as any. One day I will learn how to speak English. Yeah, that's it for the Pokemon Platinum Let's Play. This episode's going to run a little long, because I wanted to go ahead and just get it done for you guys, rather than try to stretch it out into 2 more episodes. And also, this way, even though this is technically the 4th episode out of this particular upload cycle, which is usually 3 episodes at a time, I figure 1 additional episode to wrap up the Let's Play wasn't that big a deal, right? Thank you guys again, obviously. Does this say anything now? Yeah, you guys, to whom I give my thanks. Thank you so much for indulging this project of mine. This has been going on for a very long time now. White version is still ongoing as of the date that this goes live, or at least I'm assuming it will be, because I'm behind. In that game, I am behind where I am in this one, right? But I am recording these well ahead of time, so I can't know 100% for sure. That one is still ongoing. Once it's over, this project will effectively be over, but thank you for indulging me in this project to go back and document some version of Hiro's entire Pokemon journey. This is something that means a lot to me as a person, and as a creative person, as a creator. And so having the opportunity to document all of this and share it with you guys, it means as much to me as it meant playing through these games for the first time. And anyone who's heard me talk about how sentimental I get about Pokemon games knows how much playing through a Pokemon game means to me. That said, as I mentioned, that's it for Pokemon Platinum. Until next time, until I move on to something else, which, as of recording this, I'm not sure what I'm going to start uploading in Platinum slot yet. I will by the time this goes live, though, by the time this posts. But until then, this has been AJ22, and I will talk to you guys later. After that, Hiro spent many more months in Sinnoh as the champion of the region. He fell into sort of a routine, the first that he had fallen into since he was a kid, honestly. Reed challenging the Elite Four and Cynthia and the various gym leaders at the battleground, keeping up his training and keeping up his villa. It became, honestly, kind of comfortable. He even, just to kill time, conquered most of this region's battle frontier as well. And not getting all the way up to the gold certificate, but receiving silver certificates from all of them. He really enjoyed the battle castle, though. That one was a lot of fun. He enjoyed the planning aspect that it involved. He became so comfortable that he kind of stopped being bored about not having new stuff to do, and frankly, Hiro would have been content to settle down in Sinnoh. It was actually his mom who got restless, deciding that she wanted to journey around again, maybe even relive some of her past triumphs, revisit some of the places that she had been, and then eventually travel somewhere that she had never visited before, someplace new and exciting. Hiro didn't know at the time that part of the reason she was making these choices was because she didn't want his life to stagnate. But it didn't matter, he didn't really want to go, but even though he could take care of himself, she insisted, dragging him along until they ended up in one of those aforementioned unvisited places. A place unlike any region that Hiro had ever visited up to this point. A place that Hiro will be thankful for the rest of his life that his mom made him visit in the first place.